Hi, soul seekers. Thank you for joining me to co create in another soul session. I'm sure you've all familiar with the term soulmate. I hear a lot of people ask, when am I going to meet my soulmate? I wonder if this is my soulmate. Am I with my soulmate? So, I want to talk about how to attract your soulmate. First of all, what is a soulmate? You hear that term and people use it very frequently, but if you really thought about what is soulmate, what does that mean? Does it mean somebody you have chemistry with? I don't think so, because I had some chemistry with some guys that I can tell you they weren't my soulmate. Does it mean somebody that you love? Well, we're supposed to love everybody. So is everybody our soulmate? So is it somebody that you have chemistry with and that you love? I don't think so either, because I can tell you I loved some guys or thought I loved them, but I didn't know I didn't even love myself at that point, so I didn't know that I really didn't love them. But I definitely had chemistry. So if I would have at that point in my non-knowing said, well, I love them and I have chemistry with them, so obviously they're my soulmate. That's not your soulmate. So let's think about the word soulmate. Mate is somebody lives with you, possibly somebody that you marry, somebody that you travel with, somebody that's with you. Soul is, as we have discussed in previous videos, is the inner energy within us that's in every cell of our body, but at the same time, it is also separate. It is the thing that came before us, and it is the thing that will exist after our body dies. The soul is what has our highest purposes, highest intentions for us in our life experience. So, if you want to meet your soulmate, you're going to have to meet somebody that's going to travel with you, be with you, and that also wants the highest purposes for your soul, supports you in your highest endeavors. So it's not just about chemistry and love. Chemistry and love is definitely, I can tell you, not enough. So what does that look like, somebody that supports you at your highest purposes and your highest... Well, first of all, you can't even see what it looks like until you know, first of all, what it looks like. That's why it's important to connect up with your soul, because if you're not connected with your soul and you don't know what love is for yourself, what creating an intentional life is, and not just ending up in a relationship or in a job, but really trying to connect up with the soul as much as possible, because as I've said in other videos, I think it's nearly impossible to stay connected there 100% of the time. I might be wrong, but I know I can't stay there 100% of the time. But when you are there, that's when you're inspired. That's when you love. That's when you feel joy. That's when you don't want for more. You have gratitude for what you have. So you have to know all those things first, because if you're waiting for a person to come into your life and support you in your purposes when you don't even know what those are, when you don't even... And let me make something clear. Being connected up with your soul or not does not determine whether you're a good person or not. There are many wonderful people, wonderful souls out in this world doing very good work that aren't totally connected to their soul. I believe that we all are connected to our soul at some points in our life. Some people choose to stay there more often. Some people don't know how to do it because they're way too busy to be connected up with. And they may be busy helping other people, which is soul work. But that doesn't mean they're connected up, because you have to be quiet to hear those whispers of where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to go do, to hear those whispers of when it's time to let go of whatever it is that you're worrying about, and let the universe, when you hear those whispers, to just trust. Just trust that it will work out. But we're not there most of the time. Most of the time we're up in our head, which is a whole different ballgame. And that's where fear exists, and we're worrying about things, and we're overanalyzing things, and we're trying to figure out how this is going to work and that's going to work. And so you have to do your soul work first. Because if you're not even connected up with your soul, or you're broken and you have things in you that you haven't healed from your past and from your childhood, or even just from abusive relationships, and you don't love yourself, then you're going to attract the similar energy to you. Not a horrible person, not a horrible soul, but someone else that maybe doesn't love themselves, that has insecurities, that doesn't have their highest purpose and goals in mind. And then what's going to happen is your insecurities that you haven't worked on, because you haven't learned to love yourself and also have grace when you're not perfect, which equals insecurities. Because insecurities doesn't mean that we're perfect. Insecurities means that we feel bad about not being perfect. And my dogs are going to bark, so I'm going to pause this.